folks, welcome to No Recipe Required. What we're going to do today is some grilled chicken legs. I seem to be on a chicken kick this summer. It's nice and warm outside, perfect time for the grill. I'm going to do a kind of a barbecue chicken legs here. We're going to put a rub on them, throw them on the grill, cook them nice and slow until they're tender, cooked through perfectly, juicy, flavorful, so spectacular. I know you're going to love it, and it's easy to do. So let's just go ahead and get started, knock them out. All right, guys, so we're going to do some grilled chicken legs today. And I've got them, obviously, just store-bought here. Store-bought. I did not kill my own chicken, shockingly. I got 5 drumsticks here. I'm going to throw them in a little bag because I'm going to do, with these, a little bit of a barbecue chicken leg. I've got, again, a store-bought barbecue rub here. And I love doing these kind of wet rubs in a Ziploc bag like this, because we can throw in the rub. We'll do maybe a little bit more in there. Probably a couple tablespoons of rub. A little bit of olive oil. You can use canola oil. I tend to use olive oil for almost all this stuff, just because it's easier for me to keep kind of one main oil around. And we're just going to, what do we do this? Just squishy, mushy, move it all around. You get everything nice and evenly coated. It's a great way to quickly coat everything. And then you just throw this in the fridge. This is a couple hours ahead of time. You don't have to do it ahead of time, but it'll help get some of the flavor in that chicken. And then we're going to pull them out about an hour before we're ready to cook these guys off. Okay, so we let our chicken legs kind of sit in the fridge for a couple hours. And it's about 20 minutes or so before I'm going to cook them. I'm going to take them out, let them come up to room temperature. And this is also a good time to throw some salt and pepper on them. My rub that I put in there, that seasoning mix, has lots of flavor, but doesn't have any salt and pepper. Food still needs salt and pepper. So we're going to do both sides. I also lit one side of my grill. I'm using a gas grill. And I lit one side because I'm going to want a cold side or cool side and a hot side to cook these legs on. Okay, so we've got our chicken legs here. And we're going to cook them a little bit differently than we would cook boneless chicken thighs or breasts or anything like that, because, shockingly, they got a bone. That bone is dense, and it makes it a little bit harder to get the meat around that bone to temperature or cooked all the way through. And so what we're going to do is employ a different technique, more of an indirect heat. I've got the grill on over here. This is blazing hot. This is nice and chilly. So we're essentially turning the grill into an oven. We're going to give this time to kind of bake in there. Probably going to take an hour to do these legs. What I'm going to do, leave this going, leave this cool. I'm going to close the lid. The air is going to circulate, and it's going to cook the legs nice and slowly. We'll come back and check them in about 20 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and check out how we're doing. I can start seeing they're getting, just a little bit of color on them, which is absolutely fine. I don't think I need to do anything. There's no flare-ups or anything like that. That was about 20 minutes or so. I am going to turn the heat up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, add a little bit more heat, simply because I want to get them cooked in time to eat. So we're going to turn them up, but still very cool here. The heat doesn't start until here. We're just going to up the grill temperature, oven temperature, to about 500 degrees. Okay, let's go ahead and check out our chicken wings. It's been like 50, almost 60 minutes now. Got the grill set at 500 degrees. Actually, I threw in a little chicken breast over here. That's a nice part of having a hot side and a cold side. Let's check on our internal temperature. I got a little thermometer here. So we're already at 160. So these guys, well, 155 parts of it, they're almost cooked, which is when we want to start kind of basting. If you're going to do a barbecue sauce, now would be the time to do some barbecue sauce, just light on them, not too heavy. And this is going to kind of bake in. And once I get them coated, I'm also going to move them over to my second rack on the hot side of the grill, because what we've got now, they're essentially cooked, but I want to start crisping up some of that skin because it's still a little bit flabby-dabby. So we'll just move them over. We'll get the non-barbecue side kind of rendering out first. Then we're going to flip them over. And this is where you got to start watching a little bit closer because it's on the hot side, but it is elevated a little bit. So I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes. We'll take a look. Okay, guys, let's check out Now the underside is still starting to get a little bit crispier there. That's what we're looking for. Still has some time to go. Again, we're over direct heat, but it's not right on there, and that barbecue sauce is getting baked in. I'm going to throw, actually we are going to rotate. Now's the time, you want to get kind of 3 or 4 rounds,
Daddy,
I think, of basting on the legs. And then, it'll just form this beautiful little crust on there. The skin will get nice and crispy. You just got to be careful. Don't go too much. You just want a nice, thin coating on it. Okay, so at this point, talking about timing is really tricky because, the heat, individual on your grill and all that is certainly going to matter. So you got to kind of check them every few minutes. You do want to turn them fairly often. We're just looking to get that skin nice and crispy, like I said. These are absolutely cooked through. I think maybe I'm just going to go maybe with one more coat of barbecue sauce on them. Then I'm going to pull them off the grill. We'll let these go for maybe another 5 to 6 minutes or so. All right, so these guys are good to go. They're fully cooked through. Now, if you wanted to, you could always take them, throw them right down on the grill just to get kind of that final crispiness. Texture is so important in food, and getting those little bits nice and crispy will add just a little bit extra, but they are absolutely perfectly cooked now. They're going to be super tender. We're going to take them off. You got to let them rest for at least 5 minutes or so before we cut into them. All right, guys, here are our chicken legs fully cooked now. We're going to plate these guys up. Make sure you let them rest. At least 5 minutes. I'd say 10 is even better. They can be so juicy. It's almost, they can be too juicy if you don't let them rest. Go ahead and throw a little bit of extra barbecue sauce on them if you want, like I did. I'm doing mine, little mashed potatoes, green beans, whole wonderful meal. I think you're going to love it, and I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required. Chicken legs, one of my favorites. These are great. I love just gnawing that meat off the bone. Tastes so good. If they're not your thing, go ahead, give these grilled chicken breasts a try. White meat fans, you're gonna love them. And since we're on chicken legs, you got bones. Why not do a chicken soup with leftover bones? I'm gonna show you. Put up a link right here for how to make a homemade chicken soup from the carcass, from the bones. You're gonna love it, and I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.